the best free things to do in Seoul, South Korea. I'm Chris, and I'm joined with my panda buddy right here. His name is Lotte, and we're gonna show you some of the best free things you can do in Seoul, South Korea. Many travel guides will tell you all the expensive things you can do, like guided tours, helicopters, and things like that, but we're gonna show you things that cost no money. The first one to do is check out City Hall. There's this really neat sign in front of it, and by the way, City Hall, it's that really cool glassy building over on there to the left. They just remodeled it here in the center of Myeongdong in Seoul. The second best thing to do for free in Seoul is to visit the Royal Palace to see the changing of the guards. This is just about a 10-minute walk from Seoul City Hall, and the main changing of the guards happens every day at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. every day except Tuesday, and it's absolutely free. So an almost free thing to do, and this supposes that you've rented a Hanbok already, is if you're wearing a Hanbok, you can come into any of Seoul's palaces for free. That's right, F-R-E-E, free. If you're interested in learning about renting one of these, well, I've got a whole video on everything you need to know to rent a Hanbok. You can find a link in the description or up here. It's pretty fun. I will say though, on a hot day, it can be pretty warm. If you want to dress up in the Korean traditional attire, but you don't have enough money to rent a Hanbok, well, right after the changing of the guards at the Royal Palace, in this little house next to the gate, they have the Royal Gate Guard costume experience, where 30 minutes after every changing of the guard, you can dress up like some of these gate guards. To visit the most Korean street in Seoul, visit Insadong. Insadong-gil, there's this street here. It's pedestrianized on Sundays, but what's very interesting about this street is everything on it has to be written in Korean. So you can see right here that there's a Starbucks, and the Starbucks actually doesn't say Starbucks. It's written out in Korean. And if we take a look this way, it's a neat alley. I mean, even though it's pedestrianized, there's a few cars on it, so you do have to be a little bit careful, but there's lots of street vendors and stalls and souvenir shops, and if you get on the side alleys, check those out too, because you'll find a lot of traditional Korean tea shops as well. To complete your perfect traditional Korean experience, you might want to consider renting a Hanbok. If you do, remember I've got that other video all about renting Hanboks. Well, on this street too, you'll find shops that sell them, so you won't just be able to rent them, but you could bring one back home. As I was walking around the street, I was greeted by some friendly students who offered to show me how to write my name in Korean. And there it is, Karisu. All right, now you know, and now I know. Well, hey, if you're walking around Insadong and you're hungry, there's a lot of restaurants that are here. Something traditionally Korean are certainly kalbi, steamed Korean ribs, beef rib soup, noodles, but one of my favorite Korean things is kind of Korean Chinese, is mandu, which is basically like a Korean dumpling. Pretty good, and almost all these restaurants will have either model food or pictures of what it is, so you can use your eyes to figure out what looks tasty to you. Once you're done with Insadong, take a stroll up the hill to the Bukchon village. There's 900 of these historic houses. This one is actually a museum. This is a house museum. It's free admission, and you can come in and see what it was like to live in one of these traditional Korean houses. This area with the historic houses can be overwhelmed by tourists midday. The best time to come early morning or later towards the evening when there's less people. And if you want to know where to go, well, they have these tourist ambassadors that walk around and hand out these handy dandy maps of the area. And if you can't find one of them, I'll save it for you. There are two green areas, one here and one here. These have the most historic houses, so check out those two spots. Many of the old houses have been converted to restaurants and gift shops even selling, yes, Korean pop merchandise. The Bukchon Hanok village was our favorite neighborhood in Seoul. Actually, we enjoyed it so much, we spent a couple hours here one day. We didn't see it all, and so we came back the next day to explore it even more. Another great neighborhood just to come and walk around is Hongdae. Hongdae is right next to Chenggyecheon University. By the way, I'm sure my pronunciation on a lot of these Korean words have been awful. I already know it. You don't need to leave me a comment about it, because my Korean just frankly isn't going to get any better. But this neighborhood neighborhood. It's really fun because it's popular with the university students from the universities. You'll find a lot of international folks here. It has an international flair to it. There's a lot of restaurants, shops, and you'll find a lot of late night drinking establishments here as well. Just if you are out here drinking in Hongdae, make sure you pay attention to when the last subway is, midnight or 1 a.m. depending upon whether it's a weekend or a weekday. Now this is pretty cool. If you need flowers in Seoul, you don't need to visit a florist. You can buy flowers from a flower vending machine. They are fake flowers, but they look pretty cool. They look pretty authentic. The cheapest ones are these little dried flowers down here. The most expensive are these baskets for 25,000 won. It's about the equivalent of 25 US. You just pick which one you want. You put in the number. You say, I want number 14. You can put in your credit card and it'll open the door and you'll get your flowers that are flashing right there. Pretty high tech. If you're walking around Hongdae, which is kind of a young people universities neighborhood, you'll see a lot of these flower vending machines. Why? Because the Koreans celebrate lots of anniversaries. Their first one is 22 days. If they're teenagers, they celebrate an anniversary. And then older couples celebrate anniversaries every 100 days. So there's a lot of opportunities for flowers. This vending machine, a little different, little houses that come out like this. It takes credit cards and cash.
Hongdae is also a popular place for street-side K-pop performances, so check out some of these buskers doing their favorite K-pop dance moves.
A very unique thing to do in Seoul is to meet up with some of your favorite K-pop stars at SMTOWN. This is at the Coex Mall on the Gangnam side, the south side of the Han River. And here you can take selfies with these K-pop stars, or these K-pop stars, or these K-pop stars. This place is 6 floors of K-pop. Truly amazing. From these selfies to handprints to a theater, it's impressive. Topher was totally there having wait, not there. Topher's totally here having coffee right now with these 4. On this floor, you can browse through life-size, no, bigger than life-size posters of your favorite K-pop stars. I'm thinking this one for above my bed. What do you think? And if you're curious whose K-pop star's hand yours most resembles, well, you can come here and see how your hand compares to Yuna's hand. Most of the 6 floors of SMTOWN are free. One of the paid parts is the SMTOWN Museum, where you can go in, see a recording studio, do some augmented reality photo with artists, but that's just 1 floor of 6. For a little bit more of a cultural experience after K-pop at SMTOWN, head over into the Coex Mall, into the Starfield Library, where there's hundreds of thousands of books, it looks like, in Korean. I'm practicing my Korean in case you're wondering. But it's also a really great place for like selfies. This is an amazing place. I've never seen anything like this. This is literally the center of the mall. There's a tree with fruit in the middle of it. There's these books that are really high up on that thing. I'm not sure how you get all of them, but it's a super cool place. I've never seen anything like it. In addition to that highbrow selection of books, they're also very proud of having the world's largest selection of magazines in one library. To experience a little bit of Korean cheesy amusement park culture, visit Lotte World. It's right above me. It does cost admission to go into Lotte World, but you can come into the shopping mall where the ice rink is and actually see it and kind of experience it a little bit from the middle of Lotte World. Right now, the parade is going on, which makes it pretty loud, but the Lotte complex, it is huge and expansive. This is another place you could spend half a day wandering around. And when you're at Lotte World, make sure to introduce yourself to the 2 mascots of Lotte World. Who is it? But it's Lotte and Lori. I think Topher's cooler. What do you think? For some really great views of Seoul, head up to Namsan Peak right here. It's an observatory that you can see Seoul from up high. Great views, especially good at sunset. And if you hike up here, you can get here for free. Now, if you don't want to hike up here, you can also take the cable car. It's about 9,000 won round trip, which is a pretty good deal. if you're lazy. But if you're not lazy and you want to do it for free, hike it. It's like a small Mount Fuji. Just think about that. When you're done admiring the view, check out the Namsan love locks on these railings all around the peak. There are these locks where lovers buy them and lock them up so their love stays here forever. After you've put your lock on the railing, you put your key for the love lock in this key box. And it's a thing for the tower. It's actually a model of the tower that these locks are right under, the Seoul Tower. For an extra 10,000 won, you can go up there and see an even higher view. In addition to locks on the railings, they even put locks on the trees, and these glow in the dark at night. How do I look under the black light? Am I glowing? Where do you buy the locks? From a vending machine, of course. For cheap lovers, you can get them for 8,500. Expensive lovers will want the middle tier, 15,000 won. About 15 US dollars. There's also a whole bunch of shops in the Seoul Tower complex. One of the coolest is this teddy bear shop. And if you buy a teddy bear, at least right now, they've got a special offer where you'll get a love lock for free. Don't miss the really neat illuminated staircase that then goes down into the Seoul Tower Plaza. The Seoul Tower Plaza is interesting as well. It's got this whole ceiling display. It's pretty cool. Some animals over there. A video game plaza so you can play video games, but it's like this ceiling, it's really cool. This reminds me of the Fremont Street experience in Las Vegas in Korea. To do some urban inner city hiking, take a hike on the Seoullo. The Seoullo, I think that's how it's pronounced, but it's this elevated railway here right next to Seoul Station, and it's an old railroad track that's been turned into a pedestrian walkway, second level above the roads. The neatest part of it, I think, is absolutely above Seoul Station because you get a bird's eye view of all of Seoul. You can also walk on it from here to the Namdaemun Market, which is a really cool outdoor market.
Another urban hiking opportunity is the Seoul City Riverwalk. It's this 11-kilometer long trail that runs along this stream. Some places it's really modern, other places it's really natural. You get kind of a nice river feel. Other places they even had concerts along the stream. Not along, actually in the middle of the stream.
And the last thing to know is we've got more videos. If you'd like to see more videos about Seoul, South Korea, well, click either of these videos right here or find links in the description below. We won't say goodbye because we'll see you in the next video.